Hey guys, today I'll be breaking down Ermac. First I'm going to talk about what everybody wanted me to talk about, which is the intro dialogues between Ermac and the other characters. I'm not going to go through all the dialogues one by one, I'll just sum up what I understood from the dialogues, which is apparently that Ermac has Shao Kahn's soul. We know that because in the intro dialogue between Scorpion and Ermac says our creator is a part of us. Now some people for some reason took this as Shao Kahn is now Ermac or some other crazy thing like that. Ermac is now free and he's his own character, he's no longer under Shao Kahn's control, now he controls Shao Kahn's soul, which is the reason he is very powerful. With some crazy new moves that I will talk about soon. Now some people will of course ask, how can you be sure that he is no longer under Shao Kahn's control? The reason why I think that, other than the obvious of course, is that in his intro with Kotal Khan tells him that he thought they were allies, which means that now we know Ermac was on Kotal Khan's side at some point. If he was still under Shao Kahn's control, he would help Melina instead of Kotal Khan. That's pretty much all we learned from the dialogues between Ermac and the other characters. If I missed something, then make sure to let me know about it in the comment section down below. And yes, I realized from the dialogues between Ermac and Sub-Zero that this Sub-Zero might be Bihan. But the problem is there is no concrete evidence that he is Bihan, because by the end of Mortal Kombat 9, both brothers have corrupt souls. I personally think it is Bihan, but unfortunately this is just an opinion, I can't prove anything yet. With that said, I'll talk about Ermac's new design. Some people seem to have problems with it, and I have to admit, when I first saw it I was a little worried as well. But after really thinking it over, I kind of like the design, and I think that's how Ermac should have always looked. He is definitely no longer a ninja, in fact he is far from a ninja, and that's pretty much why people hate it. Because his face is shown now, and the mystery element to Ermac is gone. I do agree that he's no longer a ninja, and he no longer has the mystery element to him, but that doesn't mean his new look is bad. Once you get past that he's no longer a ninja, that he's no longer mysterious, you can really appreciate the new direction they're taking him. He looks more like a magic type character or an evil wizard. I personally have no problem with that, because Ermac does have magic abilities, like his ability to shrink people in Mortal Kombat 9. So once you get over that he's no longer a ninja, you can really see how good he looks. And the way he talks just fits him perfectly. I also really love that he levitates in the air in his fighting stance now. I said this in my previous video and I say it again, I think that's how Ermac should have always been. Those were pretty much my thoughts about Ermac's design. It has its flaws, but it's not a bad design and it fits Ermac perfectly. Now before I talk about Ermac's gameplay, I just want to say that I'm not going to talk about each variation at length, because in the stream they explained them better than I ever could. What I will talk about is my thoughts about each variation and explain what I understood from each one. The first variation we get to see is called Master of Souls. Now this variation is heavily focused on punishing rushdown opponents like Devora and Cassie Cage. It gives you the ability to disappear for a short period of time. While you are using this ability, your opponent will not be able to hit you at all, and he will even go through you, meaning you won't be able to trap Ermac in the corner or put pressure on him. Not only that, but if you guess wrong when Ermac is going to reappear, then Ermac will be able to punish you with a full combo. So this is definitely a good choice against rushdown characters. Also, if you have 3 souls around you and you hit your opponent with the soul ball, you'll stun them, giving you the ability to get in a full combo. You'll also be able to use the soul ball mid combo, giving you the ability to extend your combo. So I can definitely see people coming up with crazy combos in the Master of Souls variation. Then we got to see the Mystic variation. Now this variation is the simplest and the normal way to play Ermac. This variation is focused on the keep away game, just like Ermac was in Mortal Kombat 9. Not a whole lot to say about this variation, it seems to be the easiest to get into and the most fun you'll have as a casual player. I also see myself using this variation from time to time, but the most I'll focus on is the last variation we saw, which is called Spectral. It's very different from the 2 other variations because it's focused on Ermac's flying abilities. You'll be able to fly around, and while you are in the air you'll be able to use kicks and punches. Now first impressions for this variation does not do it justice. It looks useless, but it really is the most interesting variation of the 3, especially against Sub-Zero, since Sub-Zero doesn't have any anti-air moves. But on the other hand, if you are playing against Ken who has an upward cannonball, then you are pretty much fucked. If you take the time to master this variation, you can definitely kick some serious ass with it, and I will definitely be trying my best to master it. Now overall, Ermac is a pretty good character and he looks to be a top tier character. I really like that they gave him more mix-ups this time around. It was a real problem that he had in Mortal Kombat 9. In Mortal Kombat 9, almost all his combo starters were high attack, so he was a bit useless. But in Mortal Kombat X, he seems to have at least one combo that starts with a low attack into an overhead, and you can continue the combo after that. I will definitely be trying out Ermac because of how fun he looks to be. Again, keep in mind I tried my best to avoid things they talked about in the stream and break down the variations the way I understood them. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, then make sure to slap that like button for more amazing videos. And as always guys, stay awesome.